So, European individualism versus African collectivism, coming right up. What's up, y'all? Welcome back to Common Sense, Logical Reason. And as always, I want to say thank y'all for joining me today. So this idea, this nonsense of European individualism and African collectivism is something that you hear from the pro-blacks, these more Afrocentric pro-blacks, and most notably, Dr. Umar Johnson. And the whole purpose of this is basically to create this supposed solidarity between everything black and on this planet against everything white. And unfortunately, there are a lot of black people who listen to this nonsense, but according to these pro-blacks, that in Africa, ever since Africa existed, the people in Africa has been just great Borg society, this great collective, and somehow it's just hardwired into our DNA as a black person that you must be in a collective, and you can only function in the collective. And this is why Africa has always been this great collective, whereas Europe, they've always been an individual society. It's hardwired in them to be just individuals, and anytime you have an individual situation, they can thrive in it as Europeans because it's in their DNA. Now, this is just asinine on so many levels. I mean, but then again, Dr. Umar Johnson's arguments are barely surface level to begin with. Okay, first of all, this nonsense doesn't exist. There is no such thing as no African collectivism or a European individualism. You know, these idiots, they've never studied the entirety of Africa. I mean, again, since Africa supposedly split from Pangea, studied every culture on Africa, every person that ever lived in Africa for the entirety of the history of Africa, and can tell me that the whole continent has been a collective. That's ridiculous. And it's the same thing with Europe. Europe is not an individual. It has never been an individual society. Everything individual. Basically, I mean, we have evidence of this. You know, we have the serfs on a manor. If you were a serf and you were living on a manor, someone came and took that land or bought it from the master, the current lord of the manor. Basically, the serfs came along with the land. That sounds like very collectivism. So the fact is that there is no such thing as any individualism or collectivism in anybody's DNA. That's ridiculous. Now, secondly, as I said, human beings are capable of adapting to any system that they live in. Again, any economic system that you live in as a human being, you can adapt to it. Like I said, it's nowhere found in your DNA. So to say that this is in hardwired in people is beyond stupid. And lastly, though, we have all the evidence to prove this notion to be wrong, right? When we see what happens when black people do when they move to America, they seem to flourish in this basically individual system. This individualistic capitalist system. Blacks come to this country and flourish. As I always say, Nigerians have some of the highest income per capita in America. That's because they come here and they take full advantage of everything that America has to offer, and they're not a bunch of victims like black people in this country, right? And then you have people from other races come to America and flourish. And then to make matters even stupid for this narrative, if you look at black people in the past seem to have no problem living in an individual system. You know, we always cry about, Balck Walstreet. Well, the Greenwood district of Tulsa, which was an individual society, was built under the segregation and Jim Crow in this country. So black FBAs had no problem dealing with an individual capitalist system. Matter of fact, and then Greenwood was only one of numerous places all throughout America which black folks had to build and strive on their own. But they did it. So they were able to survive in an individual system. So that makes no sense, the fact that black people today can't do it. So, like I said, not only does what he says or this notion stupid, but we have the evidence to prove that it's wrong. Yet these fools keep saying it. And in closing, though, I would just want to say that the whole purpose of this is nothing but create strife and division of blacks and of whites in this country, to create this strife and division, constant strife and division, because the race hustle's needed, and to keep black people stuck on stupid as always. Because like as I've always said, they know all they have to do is just say race, and for the most part, blacks just turn into mindless zombies and ready to burn down the town every time they hear this word, and they keep saying it, and sadly, black people keep listening to this foolishness and believe it and keep falling for it. But the fact of the matter is, the nonsense is stupid. It's just nonsense, and the fact that you have idiots keep saying this foolishness is really truly beyond sad. But I really truly believe that Dr. Umar Jones will believe it, because this dude's an idiot. He really and truly believes this nonsense that comes out of his mouth. I do. That just goes to show you how idiotic this fool is. But anyway, there is no such thing as European individualism. There is no such thing as African collectivism. Human beings are human beings and can survive in any system. End of story. And we have the evidence to back it up. But anyway, y'all, as always, until next time.